Okay.
Hello, my name is Tyler Helmuth, and I'm a senior software engineer at honeycomb.io, and I spend most of my time at work contributing to open source software. I began this stage in my career 1 year ago, and in that time, I've been fortunate enough to become a maintainer of 2 OpenTelemetry repositories. If you're unfamiliar, open source software is, in my own words, and not a legal definition, software that is publicly supported and distributed, usually with the availability to be used freely. Popular examples include Linux, Kubernetes, or OpenTelemetry. You're probably using open source software on all the code and tools that you use today. You may have even encountered a bug in that software or wished it had a specific feature. If that's the case, then great. Since you're using open source software, you have the opportunity to go make those changes. So the big question is, how to start? Interacting with an open source community can be scary or intimidating. What if you do or say something that is incorrect? What if you don't have time or your company won't let you? Let's address each of these topics in turn, starting with how to engage. Engaging with an open source community can be intimidating. I remember when I first started poking around the OpenTelemetry repositories, I was intimidated by the number of PRs, the number of issues, the rate of change, basically everything. It was all so new and overwhelming. Everyone seemed larger than life, but it's so important to remember that behind each GitHub contribution is a person, not a magic AI that writes perfect code. Maybe this person maintains the code for a living, or maybe they do it in their free time, but they're definitely a person like you and me. So how do you meet these people? Well, if the community you want to engage with has any form of live person meetings, these are the perfect place to start. These types of meetings allow you to put faces to the GitHub handles you've been reading, and it allows the community you're engaging with to learn who you are. Introduce yourself. Let others know that you're interested in contributing. No maintainer has ever been sad to hear that more people want to help them. If the community that you're engaging with doesn't have any form of live person meetings, look for other ways to engage, like dedicated Slacks or GitHub discussion boards. Once you've introduced yourself, it's time to start contributing. If you have a good feature in mind already, then great. If not, check out the Help Wanted or the Good First Issue labels. I feel it is so important, though, to start small. You want to build up your credibility. Maybe that feature you want to add would be 2,000 lines of code. If that's the case, hold off for a second. No one likes to review a pull request with 2,000 additions, especially from someone they don't have any experience with. Instead, spend time reviewing the code, helping out in issues, helping to review PRs, and contributing smaller PRs. A really practical way to engage, especially in larger repositories, is to find your niche. Maybe this is documentation, or maybe it's a specific feature of the code. Whatever it is, rooting yourself someplace can be a great way to put your name out there. All of this builds up credibility and helps you understand the ins and outs of the repository. As you actively engage, you build up trust, and trust in any programming relationship is extremely important. Trust lets your future work get reviewed faster. I recognize that everything I just said is ignoring one important detail. Public interactions are scary. Operating in open source means putting yourself out there, and feelings of doubt can crop up. That's natural, but we can't let it stop us from engaging. Remember, each GitHub handle represents another person. The #1 rule of interacting with an open source community: be prepared to be wrong on the internet, and that is okay. In such a collaborative environment, you're bound to get stuff wrong sometimes. I don't have any advice on how not to be wrong, only the promise that you will definitely be wrong. What matters is how you handle being wrong. Be humble, be patient, take the opportunity to learn, and don't ever expect to stop being wrong. I'm wrong all the time, but that's one of the benefits of working in such a collaborative environment with different perspectives that can challenge you. But with whose time will I do all these things, you ask? Well, you can do them on your own time with your own hardware, and for some of you, that'll be the only solution, at least for now. But for others, maybe the thing you want to work on has a direct impact at the place that you work. So how can you start contributing on company time? Well, if you're already allowed, then great. If not, you need to figure out who is allowed to make that type of decision and start talking with them about it. Try to understand the ins and outs of why the answer is currently no. You won't be able to make any change until you understand the current state of things. Once you understand the current state, start talking about the benefits of contributing, such as speed and priority. By contributing, you get to quickly fix the issues impacting you, implement the features that you need, and reduce your maintenance costs, like not needing to maintain a fork. Again, start small. Maybe you could contribute a fix for documentation, or maybe you know how to fix a small bug. Whatever it is, your goal is to show how when you regularly contribute to the open source repository, it provides value in a similar way as when you're contributing to your own private repositories. It won't always be easy, but hopefully now you feel encouraged to start contributing to open source. However you contribute, you'll create a catalog of accomplishments to carry with you throughout your career, widen your network, and gain valuable experience. Be the change you want to see in the open source world today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Very well done.
Thank you.